So as part of my 4-hour time this week, kind of wanted to look at an issue involving data and data sharing. I saw a webinar a couple of days ago that really impressed me with Heroku, and they offer kind of a database as a service on their platform where you can host a SQL database on Heroku. And they have what they call data clips, which actually allow you to share data from within that database by a secure kind of random URL. So anyone that has that URL can access kind of that snippet of data. And so I've kind of taken a stab at implementing something like that on Salesforce. So you'll see here, I'm looking at a page which is hosted on Salesforce sites. And you can see there's this random kind of ID or URL that actually points to a data clip within Dharma. So if I take that ID, I can actually look in Dharma. I can search for that particular ID. I can see it points to this kind of list view. And this is actually the SQL or SOQL query that's being run to generate that data. So you can see I'm basically pulling out the name, the Expedia ID, the billing city, and the destination management flag from the account where the destination management flag is true. And so that results in these 20 accounts that we can see just right like that. It's actually updated in real time. It's just a view into the data. So if I were to actually create a new hotel here, I can call this test for demo. Need to make sure that DM flag is checked. And if I save that, anyone with this URL can then refresh the page. And sure enough, we see test for demo pulls up in that data clip. I'm also using jQuery for a data table, which has some cool functionality. We have sorting. We have search, so we can quickly search for something. It actually has multi-column sort too. So here you can see I'm sorting by billing city. If I wanted to sort by billing city and then Expedia hotel ID, I can just shift click and suddenly I'm sorting by 2 columns. I could sort by name or do whatever that way. So a lot of cool stuff I can do with jQuery and leveraging the data table that way. To show you just how easy it is to create kind of one of these data snippets, I can actually go to our list view object here in Dharma. Maybe I want to create a new list view called ETP training cases. This does require a little bit of kind of developer knowledge, but it's going to be a SOQL statement, so I could just do case number, subject, maybe status from case where owner.name equals ETP training. So basically you can see it's going to pull in those 3 fields. As long as the owner is that ETP training queue. So if I do that, you can see it's going to randomly generate that, what's kind of known as a slug. And then I have a link to the Salesforce site that exposes that slug right here. So if I click on that, you can see there are the 15 cases that match that criteria. And sure enough, I have the subject, the status, and the case number just like I asked for. So hypothetically speaking, you could take this URL and share it with anyone to see this data. It's a little bit of kind of security through obscurity, which I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of, but a lot of companies are doing it. If you watch the Heroku webinar that I kind of linked to, they basically mentioned that if you have a strong enough kind of random hash, kind of all of the computers in all of the world wouldn't be able to randomly guess it in all of the time that the universe has existed. So very, very hard to try to guess something that's super, super random. But this is just kind of a proof of concept. Thought it was kind of cool. I know we have a lot of users that don't have GSO Salesforce logins, and actually we've had a bunch of users that are having trouble accessing our SQL server when we start looking at training vendors, people that are maybe outside of the network or don't have a Microsoft SQL server license, all sorts of reasons why something like this could be somewhat cool. So a fun little proof of concept. Not sure there's much more else I want to show here, but I will link to the Heroku webinar that kind of inspired me for this. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So fun little project to work on. Have a great weekend.